everybody, my name is Gary. Welcome to another Obsessed Auto Reviews. Today we are looking at this 2021 Acura TLX. I've been pumped for this car to finally arrive, and you guys finally got the video. Big shout out to Silver Hill Acura of Calgary, Alberta for letting us borrow this vehicle. Without them, this video wouldn't have been possible. So enjoy the review. Let's get started. All right guys, so we're gonna start off doing a POV style review. It's the first time I'm doing this. Let me know what you guys think and if you enjoy it. It is a little dark, I apologize. It gets really dark nowadays, really quick. That's one thing I hate about going into the fall and winter season. So we have our top trim TLX right here. This is the Platinum Elite, as they like to call it in Canada. In America, they call them advanced trims. So let's start off with the front end. We got your second generation Jewel Eye LED headlights. You have LED daytime running light, low beam, high beam, turn signals, and you have a little fog light right there too. And as you can see, this area is active. A lot of people think it's not active, but it is, but this grille is obviously fake. Coming down to your center diamond pentagon grille here. Now, as you can see, this is very, it's a smaller Acura logo. Before it used to be larger, like on the RDX, but they blended in their driver safety systems all ahead. You have a little camera right here as well. Lower portion, open portion grille. But overall, the front end is pretty nice. Like they've said in other videos, this has a very low wide stance, and you got to see it in person to really believe it, because over video it's really hard to showcase that, right? So let's move on to the side. So these wheels, one thing I don't like about the new TLX is the wheel options. Like, this is okay. I wish they would have like 2 or 3 wheel options like you can select in other luxury brands. So these are the 19-inch wheels on 255 series tires, and they're fairly nice wheels, but the only issue is that it's basically the same wheel. The base trim has a different style of wheel, but this one, you know, is a gray and silver finish. The A-Spec is the same wheel, but a gray finish. And then base model is all silver, or the lower trim, sorry, the base model is an 18-inch different wheel on 235 series tires. You have adaptive dampers on your highest trim level. That was the same as the RDX as well. A little window open right there in case we get locked out. We don't want that to happen. Now, the really cool thing about this, I love the side mirror design. Look at that. Isn't that unique? That's really cool. Before, no one ever talks about this for some reason, but I don't know why I feel so enamored by this. It looks really nice to me, at least. And just the way it sits separately on the second portion, it doesn't look, I don't know what I'm going on about. Anyways, let's keep on going down to the side. I'll go down the other side here for you. All right, so take a look at this. It is a long boy. It used to be shorter than this, but now it's longer. Has a rear-wheel drive kind of dimension look to it, especially with that front overhang area. You can see right over here a bigger gap. Obviously, rear-wheel drive cars, real ones, have a larger gap, but you know what? I think they did a good job styling this thing. It's beautiful to me. And beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Now moving on to the back. Look at that thing. Does that look beautiful? That's nice. So you have your dual exposed exhaust, which is very nice. You have full LED tail lights, your brake, reverse, turn signals, and your nighttime lights that come on. So that's always very nice to have. All-wheel drive is, I think, standard here in Canada. And in America, you have a front-wheel drive base trim level option. So that's always cool and interesting. But overall, guys, like, it has a very short kind of rear end, longer front hood area. The dash to axle ratio has been lengthened, like they've mentioned in their videos a lot of times. If you get the A-Spec, you have a very nice lip spoiler. The Acura badge and the rating is all basically blacked out, which looks really nice as well. So yeah, I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. And since we're on here, or at the back area, sorry, I'm going to go right into the cargo. So let's open this up. And then to open it up, if you are at the back and have the key in your pocket, just press this button right over here. It's blended in right now because of the dark. And there you go. So they say you have a little bit of a little less storage than the previous generation, about 13.5 to 14.5 cubic feet of storage. So we have some filming equipment there. It would be nicer to have a larger area, but that's what we got for now. let me show you the engine real quick here, and then we'll move on to the inside. So time to take a look at what's underneath the hood. Now this is the same 2-liter that you would find in the RDX, and the RDX has the same 2-liter you would find in the Accord, and the Accord has the same 2-liter you would find in the Civic Type R. So that's always very nice. But you know, it's a pretty powerful engine for a base engine in this in the segment that it's in. It's one of the most powerful out there. You got that same 272 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. Made it to the same 10-speed automatic transmission. Super handling all-wheel drive, as you know, is always a great all-wheel drive options. And sorry the camera is shaking. I'm cold as hell outside here. It was colder last week, but anyways. So yeah, the heavy, you know, the crazy thing about this thing is how heavy it is. From what I got some research on, it was about 4,000 pounds. Pretty heavy for its segment. And the 0 to 60 time is affected because of that at 6.5 seconds estimated. I looked quite a bit, and that's kind of what I got, which is kind of slow compared to its competitors. Even the Accord 2-liter pretty much can beat this thing on a straight line at least. So take that with a pinch of salt. There's no official numbers from Acura from what I know as of yet, but we'll see what they say. But anyways, fuel in the city, 11.2 per 100 kilometers in the city and 8 per 100 kilometers on the highway. So pretty good on the highway. In the city, it's okay. Average fuel economy, I would think they would have done a little bit better, but that's what you got for now. So yeah, anyways guys, I want to jump into the inside now and show you what we have over there. All right everybody, so let's check out this interior and see what we got. Boom, let's open this up. Very nice. So very sound and solid sounding door. So let's start off with the door panel. So you have anything that you see now, whether it's the metal accents like the speaker cover grille, the wood, that's all real material. It's no more fake material, and Acura themselves have said that, so I'm just going to go off by what they said. I don't think they'd be lying about that. You'll have authentic stitching on your door panel here, leather. Same with your grab handle. You know, it feels really nice and sturdy. The switches, you have automatic windows for all 4 sides. You have a little cubby, and there's your interior lighting that we've selected, the Golden Gate Bridge style. So overall, man, this lighting, and sorry about the lighting actually, right now it's pretty dark outside. It's getting dark outside, so I hope this camera catches as best as it can. Anyways, so to your left side here, you have your HUD controls. You have your HUD tilts, your HUD brightness, your safety systems, windshield wiper heaters, your brightness over here. I'm going to turn it all the way up, and your electronic parking brake. So let's take a look at your brightness for the HUD. There's your HUD right there. It's a full color HUD, and you have quite a few different options as well. If you hit the apps button on your steering wheel, you can select through other things like your navigation, your phone, Android Auto, etc, etc, etc. So that's always nice to have, but that's only available on the highest trim level, at least here in Canada. Moving down to your tack area. So you have a pretty, you know, traditional tack area. You have analog gauges for your rev meter and your speedometer. And then the center screen, you have a 7-inch color display. And you could always scroll through the settings as well through a little dial here that's on your steering wheel. So if you roll through this, you can select things like your maintenance, your tire pressures, your all-wheel drive controls, driver attention, the coffee thing, and then minimal, which just says minimal. I thought, you know, for it to be minimal, it should have nothing on it, but it is what it is. And then you have your, let's go, safety support systems, and you also have a big speedometer, which I wish the RDX had, but this one fixed that issue, so I'm glad, because that's always nice to see. Moving on to your steering wheel, very nice, thick wrapped leather steering wheel with authentic stitching right along here and around there. Nice silver accents. Same steering wheel as the RDX. This one is not the A-Spec once again. It is the highest trim level, but because of that, you also just have these plastic paddle shifters, which I wish they were metal. Your heated steering wheel button, your media controls, and then your cruise control systems. Let's move on to this beauty right here, this 10.2-inch infotainment system that a lot of people are still complaining about, but overall, like, it's not bad, guys. Like, honestly, it's my second time using it. The first time I used it for like an hour maybe recording the RDX, and it's, you know, not that hard to get used to. You have your control pad right here. Acura calls it, I think, a True Touch interpad, or you know, whatever they want to call it, man. Anyway, so if I want to select basically navigation, I put my finger at the top left-hand corner. I'm not pressing anything yet, and it should recognize there. If I want to switch over to phone, I scroll my finger over and it'll highlight that area. So it's simple to use, honestly. I would really try it yourself before believing everybody else, because, you know, at least give it a shot, and if you like it, you like it, and if you don't, you don't. On the right side, you have a little helper screen basically that shows you your time, your navigation, and also what media is basically playing as well. So if I put it into reverse here, you'll see your backup camera and a 360 cam, because we're on the highest trim level. I'm not gonna lie, they're not the, you know, the resolution of the camera isn't as high quality as I would expect from a luxury vehicle in this class. So I think that's something they could improve on. But that's where we're at for that. Down below that, you have your HVAC controls. Now, you know, I gotta say it. Hashtag save the knobs. I hate this shit, man. Like, come on, where's like, I want some knobs. It's easy to do, you know. Hopefully they add some of those. Below here, you have your cooled seats, your heated seats, and automatic basically for, you know, if you select an automatic temperature, it'll either cool your seats or heat them. So right to your left side here, you have your red illuminated engine start stop button. Your vents, I like how they kind of like cave in here, you know, they kind of just, they have a flow to them. It's not like broken up with anything, which is kind of cool. You have your NSX inspired drive mode selector, or they call it dynamic mode selector. So if I spin this boy, it has basically different settings from comfort, normal, and sport, and they have a little driving animation too. Now, if you push and hold this, basically push it inward, you can select and go into individual mode. And in that setting, you can basically select from you know, your normal mode. Sorry, let me go back in there. So now, if you go to your touchpad, you touch engine, for example, you can either go from sport, normal, or comfort, and you can basically select those options for all three: your steering, your suspension, lighting even, and your idle stop. So that is always cool. And a little hint, if you wonder, hey, why is there an empty spot right over there? That's going to be for your Type S. It'll either be a Sport Plus or a track mode. Now, we move on below here. The shift-by-wire transmission selector, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but I'm going to get used to it because it's the future of pretty much everything. It's all going to be different configurations, no more levers, on most vehicles at least. You have nice interior lighting, your real wood, piano black plastic. At least there's not too much of it. I think this is the only area that you could see piano black plastic. So moving on to your touchpad, it's the same as the RDXs, so there's no changes there. Addition, you have your volume knob and a forward and backwards button. This material is very like grainy. Look at this. So it's a very grainy kind of material. I'm glad it's not piano black plastic though, so I'm really glad. Now, you have a little area to rest your wrist and then select whatever you want from the touchpad over here. Go all over the place. See, it's pretty responsive, guys. I don't know, people are saying it's laggy. Even the screen itself looks nice. It's a low bezel. But anyways, because this is a higher trim, you have your wireless car charger. Put that baby on there and boom, there comes the charging animation. Your cup holders. Now, this is a small cup from Tim Hortons. Hashtag coffee. Tim Hortons, please sponsor us. Now, usually most cup holders, when I put a small cup in there, it'll usually sync up and the cup holder comes like all the way over here. But even with this, you still have a way to grab it, which I like. Not a big deal, but I just wanted to point that out. Over here, your center display or your center stacks you have a couple USBs, an auxiliary input jack, and a power outlet. So last thing we have to talk about, these seats. These are the same seats you would have found on the RDX and the RDX A-Spec, and all of them basically have the same seats. Now on the base trim level, you do have leatherette, but on the higher trim levels, you have this nice genuine leather. Very nice and soft. Great piping. They have the white contrast stitching, the white piping going up all around the seats as well. You know, they're comfortable. They're super soft. They're super adjustable. Like, I don't know, guys. It's a huge increase over everything else, right? You have like these seats, by the way, 16-way power adjustable for both passenger and driver side. Your iconic drive ambient lighting, I guess. You have 27 different colors available, I believe. They made huge improvements You know, they're really trying, I think, and it's a big upgrade over the previous generation TLX. So I'm really impressed by what they've done. Now, I'm going to move on to, actually, how could I move on without talking about this audio system that you can't really see? There is your speaker cover grill right here, the ELS Studio 3D Premium Audio System. Boy, does that sound good, guys. Like if this is on your list, I think you shouldn't get, you know, thrown off by some reviewers on not to go look at it, because I think it's a car worth looking at. I know a lot of people have, you know, talked down on this car and maybe they still don't like it, but at least, you know, figure it out for yourself and see if you like it or not. Don't let anybody else decide for you. So I think it's worth taking a look at. I'm going to adjust my seat on the front here, and I'm going to go to the back and show you what that rear holds up. It's time to go into the rear. Let's open this puppy up. So before I sit down, and so as you can see, the door panel basically looks the same. You have the same metal speaker cover grille. You have no wood on here, and no ambient lighting, but you have this door handle area that's illuminated. Same leather stitched on the door panel and the grab handle area. Nice quality window switch as well. Let's jump in. This is tight. This is tight. This is super tight. Take a look at that. Sorry, once again, I had to do this at nighttime, but my knees are basically rubbing against the back of the seat. Now that's where I would be sitting if I was pretty comfortable, right? So, so they said that this shrunk a little bit, and I am not surprised. The Accord has more leg room. I was pretty comfortable in the Accord, not gonna lie. Anyways, so back over here, you have your same, you know, great seats, great piping, and same contrast stitching. Once again, guys, I'm really sorry for doing this in the dark. I had no other choice, but you know, I hope it's okay with you guys. You fold down your center armrest here, couple cup holders, a little cubby for your snacks. I'm not seeing any accessibility in terms of, let me see if I can turn the flash on here for you guys. 1 second. All right, guys, so I did turn the flash on there, so it's a bit easier to see. Not that there's too much to see anyway. So over here you have your heated seat buttons for your outboard seats and the rear passengers. So they are 3-stage as well, so that's nice to have. No cooled seats on this. You have your rear vents, and there's no connectivity or anything going on. So that's the only thing I wish that we did have. But other than that, you know, the interior itself is a nice place to be in. I'm going to show you guys the driving dynamics next, so stay tuned for that. All right, guys, so we're going to start the test drive, basically a night mode test drive. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. So yeah, anyways, I think the best thing kind of to do right now is let's start with pricing. So the base MSRP here in Canada is $43,000. That's a direct conversion, I think, or sorry, actually I checked the American Acura website. It's 38.5K USD. The highest trim, which this is right here, is $51,500 in Canada. And that's the MSRP. And then the MSRP for the advanced trim in USA is 49.1K. So quite a bit of money. Now the Type S, here's my predictions. We're at Canada, I'm going to assume about 60K, 60 to early 60. In United States, I would say approximately about 55,000 for America, which, you know, you're climbing prices there for sure. The price of the TLX has definitely increased over the you know, previous generation, but you're also getting a lot more quality, in my opinion, compared to what you got last year. Now, the biggest competition for this vehicle, the Mercedes-Benz C-Class, the BMW 3 Series, the A4, the Infiniti Q50, the Lexus IS, the new one, the Alfa Romeo Giulia, the Genesis G70. You know, they're all great comparable cars and they're great competition. It's a tight segment. Now, here's the thing. You know, a lot of people say that the G70 is more of a value, and I did some research for, you know, the Canadian version of it. So the comparable G70 is a couple $1,000s cheaper, and that's the highest trim with the 2-liter engine, not the V6. So is it really that much of a value? I'm not really sure. It's up to you guys what that means to you, but you know what, for me it didn't seem like it was that much of an issue. So anyways, now that I've got that out of the way, Jimmy, are we still recording good?
Yeah.
All right. Now I want to do a little acceleration test. I just don't know where to do it. You know what I love to do when we do acceleration tests, guys? We're going to switch to sport mode. We're going to stop right now. We're going to turn off that traction control. Is everybody ready? definitely not bad. Once again, as I mentioned before when we were looking at the engine bay, it is surprisingly, it's just as fast as an Acura. I think the Acura 2-liter might be a little faster because it weighs a little less, but that's the only issue I'd probably have with this vehicle. But once again, the Type S is going to be quicker. This is not meant to be a 0 to 60 beast. It's not a performance-oriented version. It gives you a little power for you know, because it's a luxury vehicle and it should have that. But I think it focuses more on the comfort levels of the vehicle. Now, in my opinion, I think it is great to definitely have this on your list of test drives if you know you're in the segment for the compact luxury sedan. Don't let somebody else decide for you. You know, I've said this before already in the video, but definitely don't let somebody else decide what you want to get and what you don't want to get. If this is something that you want to look at and something you want to get, go check it out, go test drive it, go touch it, feel, and see how, you know, the things other people have mentioned might be an issue. See if that's an issue for you or not, because we're all different. You know, everything varies by personal opinions and our personal experiences. So anyways, you know, this is a pretty, you can feel that this is a pretty, you know, large kind of sedan. A little bit of body roll. The steering, I have it in sport mode, so you can, you know, has a heavier feel to the steering wheel. It's not as, you know, heavy as I would find in like a 3 Series, but it does a good job mimicking more of a, you know, direct contact to the ground kind of feel. So, but overall, man, like I love this new TLX. I'm a big fan of it. I think they did a great job inside and out. Huge improvement, a step in the right direction. I hope you enjoyed this video half as much as I enjoyed making it. If you guys did like the video, please leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. The more subscribers we get, the more cool cars we can review. And let me know what you think about this TLX. Have a good morning, lunch, dinner, whatever you're doing. Take it easy.